Bum 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 bum. Meteor? No crap. Oh, that didn't hurt nearly as much as I expected. Well, that's a good thing, right? Yeah, it is. Yes! 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 Haha! Take that, Zeramis! You piece of trash! Get off my moon! We cannot perish as long as evil exists in the hearts of the living. Get out of here, you stupid shade. Everybody got a bucket of water? Yeah! Well done. You hold much more power than I had expected. The race of the blue planet may have already evolved past us Lunarians. We were all helping one another. Zeramis's last words bother me, though. As long as evil exists. True, true evil will never die. Every living creature has at least a touch of evil in its heart, as well as a touch of goodness. It is as sure as there is light and darkness, the overworld and the underworld. However, as long as evil exists, so too will good. The goodness you hold in you was what destroyed Zemus. You mean Zeramis? Light and darkness. It's all thanks to the Eidolons. An evil heart will quickly perish. Well, it is time for me to return to my home. What about everyone else? We will return home as well. Yes, there are people worried about us. I see. I'm glad you have such wonderful friends. I look forward to the day we meet again. Ha! Lunarian's theme! May I come along as well? You wish to come? Yes, I cannot return home after all I've done. I would very much like to meet my father's people as well. Ah, yes, Lunarian blood flows in your veins. Very well, come along. But you must be ready for a long, long sleep. Yes, I am prepared. Thank you. You sounded very worried when you called my name, Cecil. But of course it is impossible to think you would ever forgive me. Not I, who have done so much to hurt you and your people. We must go now and sleep. We will pray for the peace of your planet. Come, let us go. Yes. Cecil, are you certain you want to part this way? He's your brother. Farewell. Cecil, come on, man. Don't be a... Never mind. Farewell, my brother. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Brother. Ooh. One born of a dragon, bearing darkness and light, shall rise to the heavens over the still land. The moon's light eternal brings a promise to the planet, with bounty and grace. After brief pause, the moon travels forth, seeking another in search of its radiance. Though of the same blood, lunar and telestial both, time's march alone keeps two far apart. Whoa! Hey! Where's Pelham? Oh no, not again! Well, you're going really fast here, jeez! So there was on the slopes of Mount Ordeals when it caused an awesome blizzard and... Whack! Ow! How many times are you going to be late? Oh my gosh, that was really fast. Why is that so fast? How many times do I need to scold you? It will be years before you even have the sage tell it was. Spanish was trying to ask there's your sister today. That's not fair. I think it's very fair. Edge! When will you come to realize you have responsibilities? You are a prince. I know, jeez. You say you know, but your actions say otherwise. Yeah. Such a tone is not to be taken by a prince, your young highness. Excuse me. I have places to be. But there just aren't any girls in this world. Quite like Rydia. Oh. Oh, Edge, you're a buffoon. I don't like you very much, but you are adorable sometimes. You've been listening to anything I've said? Edge is like, but my hormones. What a courageous little girl. Yes, I never thought she would really come back. Rydia! Rydia, why do I have... I wish I didn't... how can I be like you? Holy crap, we're talking so freaking fast. What are you talking about? We're all living creatures. We're all the same. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for the Fey March. I cannot wait to see what kind of beauty the girl will grow up to be. Hey! You lecherous old man. The important thing is who you're like on the inside, not the outside. Isn't that right, Cecil? Aww. Because he was a Dark Knight and he was all dark and gloomy and stuff. Hey, it's Yang! And Sheila. Why is Yang on the throne? Honey. You're a queen now. Try calling me my king instead of honey. I know, but I can't stand being so formal. Oh no, it's time for my training. Ha! Let's go. Ah! Yeah! Training. Han? Oh, that man is impossible. Do not say that. I think Yang will create a wonderful kingdom. Your Highness! Oh, look at the little kiddos. I hope you play your paladin song again for us sometime. Oh, I will, but only after I've finished my work. You want the castle back the way it was, right? Yeah! That's a promise, right? Always writing songs about Cecil. It's cute. Anna. I hope you're watching over me. I'm helping the people of Dancian. I'm caring for my people, so I cared for you. Just like you said we would. I hope you and Tell are having a fine time together. Oh. Lalio! We need to repair the castle with great haste. Your Majesty, we don't have enough materials. Not enough pylons. You must construct additional pylons. We're gonna make stuff out of the tanks, guys. Let's do it. Everyone's freaking out. They're like, yeah, no more tanks. Father, I wonder how Cecil and her friends are doing. I almost forgot to tell you. It seems Sir Cecil and Lady Rosa are the new King and Queen of Baron. Oh my. I have also been notified that we've been invited to a coronation ceremony. Woo! Why is everybody talking so fast? I don't know. Your Majesty, you're not helping to fix the castle at all. But I am the Majesty. I don't lift hammers. I'm the king. I can do whatever I want. Now go take apart some tanks. Hey, it's Kane. Cecil. Rosa. I cannot bring myself to face you both. Not yet. I must test myself as you did, Cecil. I will go to battle ordeals. I will train until I have surpassed my father as a dragoon. When that time comes, then I shall return to Baron. Okay, Estinian. Oh. What is it? You have to see this. The moon. Based on the music, it sounds like it's something good. This is the same scene as before. What is going to be different? Is he gonna fly off and go somewhere else? Oh, it's doing nothing. I'm a little confused. What's supposed to happen here? Oh, yeah, it did. Theme of love. They have 2 beds here now. What's wrong, Cecil? I thought I heard my brother's voice. Really? I couldn't tell for sure, but forget it. It's probably just my imagination. Oh no, it's Sid, my voice. Hey, you two! Why aren't you getting ready? It's your big day! We must have lost track of the time. Jeez, there'd be plenty of time for you lovebirds later, but now your adoring public is waiting. Come on, Rosa. I mean, Your Majesty. Please, just call me Rosa. Then, Rosa, we've got to get you dressed and get you made up as a perfect blushing bride. Where are the maids? Come on, we've got all day. I'll be right there.
I can't wait to see everyone again. It's been so long. Cecil, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. It wasn't my imagination. I heard my brother's voice say, farewell.
Oh, she's so pretty. Cecil, why aren't you in cool digs? Come on, man. You gotta dress up too. Ha 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 ha! Girly girls. Edge likes the girly girls. This is cute.
It's Yang. Sup, Yang? Go take a stand.
We got the dork and the dorkette. Get off! Ah, their personality does really well in sprite form. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to win. Come on! Yeah, get out of the way. Jeez. Edward! If it weren't for you, we would have died too. Man, if it weren't for any of these people, we... Alright, so... Okay. Yeah. Nobody did not fulfill a role. Oh, look at Edge. He's like, I ain't looking. Are we waving at the players? I don't know what's happening here. Hi! I'm waving at the screen. Is this the moon? Is it flying out into space? Alright! Well, that was Final Fantasy IV The Complete Collection. Well, the Final Fantasy IV portion of the collection, for that matter. Whew. The story was pretty good. It had some story beats that were a little off, but overall there was definitely a very strong tale of loss. A tale of... I don't know where to go with this. Basically, definitely a tale of the dark versus the light. I mean, they always talk about that. But the fact that darkness brings power, but light brings salvation. Very similar to, of course, the the old Star Wars history with the Force being the light side and the dark side. Dark side is usually the quicker path, the more powerful path, but the less fulfilling path. Light side is the opposite of that, of course. Fulfillment, long, arduous, but totally worth it. And of course there's a balance between those two, which is what Cecil is portraying here, the fact that he's been on both sides. So with the holy light to be able to call on the crystal, but the ability to use the power of the darkness that he learned before as his strength. I think that's what this game is trying to portray. That you can't rely on strength alone. The darkness will not prevail over darkness. Don't fight fire with fire, as they say. Now, mechanically, this game was a mixed bag. Mechanically, I'm exhausted by invisible walls. I'm exhausted by the absurd style of random encounters. There was one point in the game where I'm pretty sure I had 3 straight random encounters with each step. So, random encounter, step, random encounter, step, random encounter. Which is crazy and frustrating. I wish they had kind of tweaked that just a little bit more for the PSP remake. I know the idea was that it's still trying to hold on to what it was originally as a game, but the difference is if you're going to have that high of an encounter rate, then you're going to have to make some of it just a little bit easier. Maybe a couple accessories you could find that lowered your MP cost, or something that would kind of relieve a little bit of the burden of so many battles. You know, stuff that gives you auto haste, things like that. That would have been nice. But instead, throughout the game, I kept encountering these situations where I would get tons and tons and tons of battles, and it would be so long going through everything, just because, well, there was no way to speed it up in any mechanical way other than literally changing the battle speed, which honestly, very, very mixed idea doing that as well. Because something, I don't know if you noticed while I'm playing, because I definitely noticed, while your characters are doing actions and you're waiting for another character to have their command come up, even though their ATB was full, the enemy's ATB is also filling up at this time. So were there times that I had a character ready to take an action but did not have a menu yet, and then I had my other 4 characters doing stuff, and every time they did something, that enemy's ATB gauge would increase a little, 4 times. And then by the time I'm actually able to use the one character, the enemy is going to do their attack because they have an immediate decision on what they're going to do. I have to go through a menu to decide that. So that was very frustrating. Which is really odd because I don't want to say later games, but the games that are later in the series that actually released before this remake handle that so much better. So I don't know what that's about. I guess I could have put it on active, and then I probably would have had that more, and the nice thing about that is I would have had a lot more stuff that I could stack on the enemy's ATB completion, as opposed to the other way around. But it was just very odd. I did not like it very much. Other than that, though, it definitely had a nice classic feel of a Final Fantasy game, and I did enjoy that a lot. I did enjoy the fact that everybody had their own specific role in the game, in battles specifically, as well as from a story standpoint. Because like I was saying there in the last cutscenes, each character did something that allowed the party to succeed in some way throughout the game. There wasn't a single person who was added in just to be added in. I guess one could argue that Edge might be the only one who was kind of there. Because come to think about it, I'm trying to remember, and I don't think that he really did anything that... Oh, no, he helped them sneak in. He helped them get into the Tower of Babel shortly after finding him. So there was that as well. So yeah. Even Edge, though tiny a role it was able to contribute in some way. I did like that. The character personalities were fantastic. They were definitely distilled down to very specific tropes for the most part, but I did enjoy them. Definitely my favorite character, above all, just across the board, is Rydia. She was fantastic. I'm really sad that we're missing her for about half the game in the middle there. But Rydia was just incredible. I love her character. I know I mentioned this before, but she's like the heart of the party. She's that glue that holds them together. She had her finger on the pulse of what was going on all the time. So even when things were being terrible, especially when she was a kid, when things were going terrible, one could argue her naivete was a gift to them, because they were all aware of the weight of what was going on. But for her, she was like, you know what? We can do this. Let's do it, guys. Let's keep going. Let's push forward. And then later on, Hironobu Sakaguchi, Yoshitaka Amano, Nobu Uematsu. Man, these are classic names. Ken Narita, he's done a lot of stuff as well. Oh man, look at them all. Okay, anyway, and then as an adult, she still maintained a lot of that. She hadn't grown up, but since she spent most of her time with the Eidolons, she had her own spin on how things should be. So she never really shed her childhood innocence, but still had this more adult, more mature outlook on how things were going. So she definitely brought even more clarity, more weight to what was going on. Definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite. Cecil's my second favorite. Yank is my third. Alright guys, the end! Woo! We got there! Ah. I won't deny it. About 70% of this game was me getting mad. But the other 30%, I was having the time of my life. I enjoyed it. Alright. Well, we are going to be moving on from here to the interlude. I don't really know what to expect there. It doesn't really have instructions for it, so it may just be a handful of cutscenes showing us what happens. And then we will be starting the after years shortly thereafter. Let's see if this goes anywhere first before I cut the video. Hey! What is this? I thought the moon was gone. Okay. The Lunar Ruins. Seal upon the Summoner's Door of the Lunar Ruins. The Paladin's Door. White Mage Door, Monk's Door, Dragoon's Door. Yeah. Here's my clear data. Just so everybody knows, I will not be doing the bonus dungeon. If I was really a completionist, I would be playing this game a lot differently, but I'm doing this blind. I'm just playing through it to get the initial reactions to things. If anybody really wants me to play through the bonus dungeon, let me know. I will go back and I will pull it up and play through that. But otherwise, don't really have a whole lot of interest in it, believe it or not. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching. Glad we finally finished the game. Everybody take care, and I'll catch you later.